Road accidents has brought road safety into sharp focus in the country. Just yesterday, at least 7 people died and 9 were critically injured in an accident in the Eastern Cape. Now, on Friday, school children died in an accident on the N2 in KwaZulu-Natal. Let's further unpack for you this further with founder and director of South Africans Against Drunk Driving, Caro Smit, who joins us now on Teams. And Caro, it's great to have you. Thank you so much for your time. So what do you make of the state of South Africa's road safety and how people generally just heed the call to be safe on the roads?
You know, basically, I think people don't take the call to be safe on the roads seriously because these road safety campaigns, awareness campaigns, have no impact at all. What we have to rather do is use evidence-based practices to change what is happening. So we need to be absolutely outraged at what is happening on our roads. We're losing 35 people every single day on our roads. What we tend to do in South Africa is when there is a death of over 5, then we announce it, but every day 35 people die and probably about another 200 are severely injured. So instead of having awareness campaigns, we're asking the government, transport, health, president, everybody to prioritize road safety and to use data. So for example, we know that speed kills, and internationally what they are doing is asking countries to bring the speeds down. Maximum of 100 kilometers on highways and 30 kilometers in the urban area where there are schools and high pedestrian areas. Because, you know, if we educate children, for example, to look right, left, right, and then a vehicle comes through at 100 kilometers, it's going to kill that child. But if you put in traffic calming, like speed bumps outside schools or high pedestrian areas, that will force vehicles to slow down. So the only thing that will force people to change behavior in South Africa is if there are good engineering practices, changing the shape of roads, putting in traffic calming, putting in separated pedestrian sidewalks and cycle tracks. Because if we think of it, that most of the people who are killed in South Africa are our vulnerable road users like pedestrians and cyclists. So they should be separated from the traffic because they have a right to be safe on our road. We need to move away from thinking only about vehicles and speeds and good roads for vehicles. We have to look at streets for life, for everybody. And the other thing we have to know the only thing that changes behavior is if people are scared of the legal and the financial repercussions of their action. So we have to have a lot more testing of alcohol. And then if they're over the legal limit, automatic criminal record. If they kill, automatic jail sentences. So very swift sentencing and repercussions. If people are speeding, speed fines immediately, high speed fines. If people are not buckling up, fines. Because if you think, if you look at a lot of the crashes that happen in South Africa, you see that people are thrown out of the vehicle and they die. Seatbelts are very, very good at keeping you in the vehicle and safer. So, you know, what we have to do is use data, analyze what's happened at the crashes, look at the black spots. So if we see an area where there have been a lot of head-on collisions because people are overtaking and then do like they do in countries like New Zealand, then what you do is you put steel barriers along the middle of the road so that people cannot overtake at those places. So we have to, why are crashes happening at certain places? You know, what we have to remember is that they are not accidents. Most times they are preventable crashes. And so using data will help to make them much, much safer.
Yes, as Caro, and I want to come in there, and I know as you continue to reflect as well, so much has been said about road safety, and this is a conversation sometimes we are guilty of, playing and pausing during October, which is Transport Month. Now, yesterday there was actually a heartbreaking piece of one of the mothers of the victims of that tragic accident in KwaZulu-Natal. I think it was Miss Ngwane, if I'm not mistaken, Caro. Now, I think, no parent deserved to receive such a call, to tell them that their child has died on the road or in any other way, as a matter of fact. So how do we start having such conversations about road safety, particularly when it comes to the household? Because sometimes parents can't even control the behavior of their teen children.
Yes. So I lost my child in a preventable crash, someone who'd been drinking then driving. I am the voice of my child because he has no voice. I am the voice of the people who killed or severely injured on our roads because it throws us into everlasting grief. But not only that, if you think of the fact that if this person was, for example, the breadwinner, it throws that family into poverty or further into poverty. And then it has repercussions in terms of the cost to the country, to the social development grants, to the cost of each loss of life is about 6 million in South Africa. And what we have to do, we have to stand up and say it's actually enough. There is, for example, and I really, really sympathize with all the victims. But if you look at Marikana, 34 people died tragically. There was a lot of investigation about this. If you look at the George building collapse, 34 people died tragically, a lot of investigation. If you look at Enyobeni Tavern, 21 children died tragically, a lot of investigation and anger. If you look at the fact that we are losing 35 people every single day on our road, why is there not anger and outrage and action?
All right. Okay, Caro Smit, unfortunately, we have ran out of time. I would have wanted us to continue with this conversation, but thank you so much for your insights. That was Caro Smit there joining us on Teams, and she's the founder and director of South Africans Against Drunk Driving there. Thank you so much.